Hi everybody, this is the comic book the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, and of course this is the comic book. I hope you like this video. Now this video is going to be a long video. It's what they call a premiere, and you're going to see basically a compilation of things that I did this week, and there is a couple of surprises in there, but I just want to let you know that this is stuff I just want to post, and I hope you like it. If you missed it, it's just another way to get get some hours on the channel a little bit. Now, of course, let me know what you think about this. I'll try to watch it. I'm just going to post it later on during the week. We'll see how that goes. But I want to thank you for coming by. Hit the music.
The people's champ is here. The people's champ is here.
Hi everybody, this is the comic book the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, and welcome back to the comic book. I hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So on Monday, they dropped the trailer for the new Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, Thunderbolts. Now, I was able to watch it, but it is not, and a lot of people are commenting on it. One of the places commenting on it is cosmicbook.news, which is a great site. And just before we get into what they had to say about it, what I saw was a mess. It looked boring. It didn't look, and some of the CGI was not great, or AI, or whatever they're using. Didn't look great. Looked very lazy. I didn't realize that person had 6 fingers. But what the overall look to it was, I didn't know who these characters were other than Bucky. They barely showed U.S. Agent. You didn't know, if you hadn't seen the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you don't know who U.S. Agent is. Okay? And this is not a Bucky Barnes led team. This is a Yelena led team. So, and one of the premises in the trailer was there really aren't any good guys. There's bad guys, and then there's worse guys. So right off the bat, there's no heroics in it. Just there's nothing awe-inspiring about this trailer that they put out. So let me read you the headline. Thunderbolts trailer and poster here teasing depressed assassin Yelena. You know what's interesting, and one of the things that I noticed was the haircut. She looks like Hillary Clinton. She looks like an angry Hillary Clinton and a depressed Hillary Clinton in this movie. That's how what I was sort of associating this with. Marvel Studios has released the official Thunderbolts trailer and new poster. Quote, careful who you assemble, teases the video description. Marvel Studios Thunderbolts is only in theaters. It comes out in May 2025. Now I'm going to show you the trailer, but this is how this looks. This doesn't look heroic. It's just a mess. I don't know where the heroics is if they all have guns. Yeah. Anyway, Florence Pugh returns as depressed assassin Yelena Belova, and the trailer finds her teaming up with some unlikely faces. The returning cast includes Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, who should have been the leader of this team. David Harbour as Red Guardian, Wyatt Russell as John Walker, who's U.S. Agent, Olga Kurylenko as Taskmaster, Hannah John Kamen as Ghost, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. I'm sorry, I'm not interested in Elaine as one of the villains. Louis Pullman and Geraldine Viswanathan also star. Jake Schreier directs Thunderbolts with Kevin Feige producing. Luis Espito, Brian Chapek, Jason Thomas, and Scarlett Johansson serve as executive producers. I would like to see Scarlett in the movie, but obviously the character is kaput currently in the current MCU. Now, like I said, you don't have any A-listers in this. There's no A-list character. The closest thing you have is Bucky Barnes. And Bucky is not the main. Sebastian Stan is a co-star. He's not the star of the movie. It's Florence Pugh. It's more like Florence Pugh because people did not like her performance in Black Widow. And she's just a stand-in for Black Widow. All these characters are stand-ins for other characters. Bucky's Bucky, but U.S. Agent is a stand-in for Captain America. If you don't know the history of and here he is right here. If you don't know the history of John Walker, he replaced Captain America, Steve Rogers, in 87, 88 in the book. And he was Captain America for about a year or so. And he was brutal. He was a brutal. They wanted to mock conservatives in the book back then. But back then, people did not really accept him. He was a very different, much more brutal character for that time. He was a government hire of the 80s. They wanted him to be in a negative way associated with Ronald Reagan, and it just didn't fit. And then eventually Steve took the shield back, and you saw that he was a good man. Because there was some doubts there for a while within the Avengers whether Steve had turned rogue. They weren't sure what was going on. There was a lot of confusion with the Avengers, particularly with Thor, because then around that same time, the captain, he was the captain in his own book, and jumping from book to book, he came into conflict with Iron Man. So there was a lot of sort of back and forth with the Avengers about what was going on with Captain America, Steve Rogers in particular. See, the problem with this whole thing is nobody's been set up with these characters other than with these streaming services and with the sort of the lesser books. Ghost is from the second Ant-Man movie. And Taskmaster is also a character from Black Widow. Red Guardian is from Black Widow. And U.S. Agent is introduced in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And if you didn't see it, you don't know much about him. I don't know much about this version. Other than that, he's Wyatt Russell, son of Kirk Russell. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I know. So this whole thing is just the trailer doesn't look good. It doesn't look great. It looks very depressing. Florence Pugh's depressing as this character. She looks in these clips. In this, she looks completely bored. Doesn't she look bored? This doesn't look like a person that is depressed. This looks like a person that is bored. And that's the problem with these things. Okay, and they're all fighting each other. We don't see heroes fighting each other. And they say in the trailer, then they don't accept themselves as good guys. Again, the trailer says they're bad guys and they're worse guys. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And of course, let me know what you think about Thunderbolts if you saw the clip. What's more of a clip is a trailer, 3-minute trailer. It's a long trailer. Nothing exciting in it. And that's my opinion. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the Comic Book Hut, and I'll see you later. Hi, everybody. This is the Comic Book Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. And welcome back to the Comic Book Hut. I hope you like this video. So let's talk about Star Wars and Daisy Ridley. There was going to be a Daisy Ridley-led Star Wars, which was going to be the new trilogy. Well, there's a little problem. And let me read you from CosmicBook.News. Headline: Star Wars Daisy Ridley movie rumored on hold. Oh, you don't say. I wonder why. That's what we want to see. We want to see the granddaughter of a villain lead the new Star Wars trilogy. And it's on hold. What a shock. What a shock. It's once again rumored that the Star Wars movie set to star Daisy Ridley and be directed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy is facing major trouble. Well, you don't say. This will be the fourth time it has been said the flick might not happen. The most recent rumor comes via Daniel RPK. The Scooper says the film needs more work and is now on hold. That's not good when they say that. It's like what's going on with the new Captain America movie. Needs more work. Daniel RPK also adds the movie's not expected to start filming until 2025. Star Wars Holocron says the new Jedi Order movie starring Daisy Ridley as Rey reportedly needs more work and is now on hold. It is not expected to start filming until 2025. Oh, really? You know, the one thing about this character is that the way they depicted her in these movies is not sexy, not funny, not interesting in any way. Complete total bore as a character. You know, the first movie, The Force Awakens. People loved the characters because they wanted to see the old actors in the movie, the old characters. But this was a character nobody liked. Back in May, saw the World of Real report that the new Star Wars Daisy Ridley movie was delayed and that Disney CEO Bob Iger had put a pause on the project. Empire City Box Office on X also said around the same time that the flick has been killed off by Bob Iger, who's previously said Disney's pulling back on Star Wars. World of Real also said there were a lot of problems with the film and that writer Stephen Knight was considered bailing on the project. Worth to mention is that Stephen Knight recently appeared at the Royal Television Society's London convention and there was apparently no mention of Star Wars. According to the rumors, the movie's supposed to come out 26 before Christmas. That's a bad lump of coal for people to have right before Christmas. Seeing this movie? According to the rumors, the writing is on the wall that the Daisy Ridley and Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy Star Wars movie isn't going to happen. Fans aren't surprised, as this has happened many times under Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm. Oh boy. Now, if this movie is a no-go, it doesn't surprise anybody. Because the reality is, this is not a character anybody likes. Okay? She did a lousy job. Anyone that remembers the first movie, she was completely miserable in that first movie. She wasn't a happy person. Everybody knows the rumors that J.J. Abrams made her miserable on that set. She did not look happy with the character. And I would mention this, which is rather interesting. I just thought of it. All the female characters in the past movies, Princess Leia, Queen Amidala, they always wore different outfits in all the movies. All of them. Every scene they wore different costumes. Every scene they wore different outfits. But Rey in the three movies basically wore the same outfit. And anybody that knows women, they don't wear the same outfit. Okay? They don't wear a uniform. Women don't wear uniforms unless they're working. This is the only character, any female character that I can remember in any kind of cinema that wears the same costume. And she wore the same costume that she wore on this planet that she was abandoned by her evil family and wore that same design through three movies. All the characters in the Star Wars movies, other than Han Solo, wore the same costume. Wore different costumes. They're very strange kind of creative take on a character. Luke wore different costumes, and Mark Hamill wore different costumes every movie. He started out wearing the white, then he started going to the grayish look, and then he finished wearing with black. It was the same costume in pretty much all movies. And only Han Solo wore the same costume, pretty much. With the vest and the white shirt, and looked like he was a waiter, with a gun. But Princess Leia always wore a different costume. The first movie, she wore that white costume. And then the other movies, they made her more sexier. And obviously we know what happened in the third movie, where she's almost completely naked, and wore different costumes in every scene. And then we know how Natalie Portman wore different costumes in the three movies. Like at every scene, she was wearing a different costume. Every scene. So you see sort of the lack of beauty that these people have. They hate beauty. They hate anything pure. Anything beautiful, they hate it. And they hate women, believe it or not. And that's why you see this sort of simplification of costumes for women in particular. You know. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Comic Book Hut, and I'll see you later. Hi everybody, this is the Comic Book Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Comic Book Hut. I hope you like this video. So as you know, Marvel is just a disaster, and I'm doing these videos just to sort of let you know what's going on in the wonderful world of comics, the craziness. It's like the Wild West, really. You can get shot at any direction, at any point, and it doesn't make any sense. Quite frankly, makes no sense. And then those are just the people. This isn't the monkey crap they're putting out, especially in the industry. This is from Phantom Pulse Substack. It's a great newsletter. Marvel's new X-Men comics are thick with woke propaganda. The punk Tom Brevoort, I put that in, editor for X-Men, warned readers, and now Marvel Comics has more characters ruined by the LGBTQ insanity and propagandas. Oh my God, look at this. This image. God, what a mess. Marvel Comics is doubling down on the woke in their new X-Men relaunch. From the beginning, from the ashes, that's pretty much how it is. From the grave, as it's pushing the LGBTQs plus agenda harder than ever before through its line. That's an unfortunate comment. Editor, the punk, Tom Brevoort, warned Marvel Comics fans this would happen, but with exceptional X-Men and Dazzler, we see the worst of the comic book industry. In July, Marvel Comics rebooted the entire X-Men line, producing a myriad of books, from Uncanny X-Men to X-Factor to NYX. As typical of the X-Men line, these books were of varying quality, from excellent to completely unreadable. The two main books of Uncanny X-Men and X-Men seem to keep out most of the wokeism from its storylines. Gail Simone took Uncanny and formed a team under Rogue of X-Men misfits, unsure what to do with their lives with Xavier out of the picture, and being forced together as a team to handle their missions. Jed McKay and X-Men, meanwhile, established a base of operations under Cyclops to find new mutants and rescue them. It's pretty standard fare for the mutants. I would say this is not a bad-looking image, by the way. Not a bad-looking image. But Marvel Comics and the punk insidiously took the worst of woke elements and launched them later, as if the point of the main books is to distract from the propaganda and put out the books in hopes readers will grab the entire line to get indoctrinated. Exceptional X-Men features a diversity hire writer, Eve L. Ewing. Ooh, that's not good. And she's the writer of Ironheart, isn't she? She is. Her entire existence in the comic industry is due to race baiting. She fashioned herself as a cultural organizer and came into prominence by writing books complaining about alleged racism in Chicago. Who runs Chicago, by the way? In this book, Eve L. Ewing hardly wrote a team X-Men book at all, but the first issue features Kitty Pryde near panic attack about anxiety while she frets over her girlfriend. What? She never had a girlfriend before. She was always with Peter, Colossus. Making it clear that it's an LGBTQ plus stand-in for X-Men. Oh, that's great. It compounds as Eve L. Ewing introduces a young black mutant, of course, I gotta read somebody, boy, she's ugly, who appears to be a self-insert, which she already done prior in the Marvel Universe with the character Ironheart. Lufa. That is one ugly looking, I can say it. Dazzle #1 came out a couple weeks ago, and this issue was an entire allegory of being LGBT and insane, LGBTQ. The pop star uses terms like normalizing mutants, something the extreme woke talk about when to try to normalize their fetishes on the regular. It gets far, and it's funny, he's a singer too, a musician. You know what's going on in the music industry, right? It gets far worse, though. Toward the end of the book, when the words out and proud are pasted over the entire last page multiple times as lyrics, in case one needed a firm reminder that this book's entire intention was indoctrination, not create a fun comic book. Wow, look at this. Bunch of crap. X-Men line editor and punk Tom Brevoort warned readers last year that the messaging is the premise regarding X-Men being a vehicle for woke activism. It seems he wanted to keep that premise out of the two main books so as not to kill sales entirely for Marvel Comics. But as more and more characters get forced into this agenda in mainstream comics, readers tune out because they are sick of having their favorites turn to degenerate, false incarnations of what the original creators were intended. They never intended, excuse me. So this is basically saying garbage in, garbage out. Nonsense from Marvel. I mean, they've been doing this for almost 10 years, and it's getting worse. They can't afford to pay the better creators. Other than Gail Simone, it doesn't seem like they don't want anybody else of note. They basically blackballed all the conservatives and Republicans out of the industry. And since this agenda is being, and it's an overall agenda that's been going on for a long time now, we didn't realize that. I think in the beginning they were pushing this on the culture. And it's just sort of now, it's like an avalanche. Making it seem like people that are traditional, they're the weirdos, they're the outsiders. You don't listen to them. You don't listen to them. All this stuff's been going on for years. This is a bunch of crap. And the main premise of all this stuff is to get the books in the stores so that it pollutes the minds, gets the books into the stores, gets the books into the libraries, so it dilutes young children and makes them question who they are. Because they look up to these characters, even today. They look up to Spider-Man, they look up to Wolverine, they look up to Cyclops. And they want to be like them. But if they're woke, and if they're abnormal to what normal was for thousands of years, and they make it abnormal and normalize an abnormal, then they question their own sort of who they are as people, and who all this other stuff too. You let me know what you think about this video, and of course, please subscribe to the Comic Book Hut. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Hi everybody, this is the Comic Book Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and this is another episode of the Homeless Report, starring Richard C. Meyer. Now, Madeline Kahn is taking a long vacation. She's tired of this nonsense, so she's not going to be singing any songs. I can't even play the songs from Clarence of Frogman and Henry. I ain't got a home because YouTube, and Clarence is still alive, by the way. And he'll strike this channel if I use his particular version of that song. I can use Madeline Kahn, but Madeline, she's on the permanent vacation. But we'll get into that many years ago. But yes, Weirdo Richardo is continuing his meltdown. His channel was about, I think he had over 104,000 subscribers. He might have had more, I don't remember. He's now down to 97,800. He lost another 100 yesterday, and in the past month, he's lost 1,500. That's a lot of people. He's lost 1,500 people from his channel. And that's just in the past month. He's lost 7,000 people to where it was. And a lot of it's because of his weird behavior. And what's funny is this new video is titled Weird, Weird, Weird. Birthday party clowns would rather watch a show for tween girls than the Penguin. This is about this like Agatha all along, and not talking about the Penguin. Now, I've seen the Penguin, by the way. It's okay. It's not bad. It's got a different kind of energy, but it's not bad. I've seen it. But as you know, Weirdo Richardo has a lot of weird ideas about things. He's very strange about the things that he likes. We kind of know that from his own reputation. That hasn't changed all these years later. And of course, he lets you know about it. And he does. I would mention this. I heard that he had this meltdown again, and this is like 27 minutes. This video is going to be long, by the way. But he had this meltdown, complaining about, I guess, Nerdrotic and the other YouTubers, geeks and gamers, and he's just going nuts. He's calling people retards and just And if you don't like my channel, you can unsubscribe. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds like the F-bomb. Kelly Sue the Conic. But I've been on this guy's case since 2018, when he was late with his first book, Jawbreakers, Lost Opportunity. And really, to be honest with you, his meltdown began a little after that, when he decided to sue Mark Wade. If anything, he should have sent him chocolate and flowers to Mark Wade as a thank you for helping him get more people to buy that very first that very first book in the series. Now, he is now 2 years late, folks. He is 2 years late on the last book of the Jawbreakers series, which is very apropos. It's called Jawbreakers Forever and Ever and Ever, because you're going to be waiting for that book forever. Last time I checked, he has not done an update in almost a month. And I'm going to do more, because he needs to get this book out on time. There's no personal issues here with this particular creator why he can't get the work out on time. There's no reason for him to be dragging his feet on a book that was finished before the due date. He's just he's just an inconsiderate asshole. That's what he is. He's inconsiderate. He's inconsiderate to the money that people are giving him, and inconsiderate to the people that are waiting. There's a certain amount of time you let people wait, but 2 years is not one of them. Now, your host hasn't been doing too much of this in the last few years. But I've been doing videos on Weirdo Richardo. That's his official name, by the way, on this channel. Weirdo Richardo. Everybody knows that's his name. And Weirdo Richardo has gotten off scot-free because your host has been doing stuff on the baseball side. But the offseason is coming. Even though the Mets are, look like they're in great shape for postseason, I'm going to be on Richard's case now, because this book has to get out. The fact that he's not posted any updates in a month, the fact that people aren't writing, there's nobody saying, the book was good. I haven't seen any reviews of this as far as I know. If anybody's read the book and reviewed it, let me know. I haven't seen anything about him putting the book out. But Weirdo Richardo has his attitude. He's got a bad attitude, nasty, miserable attitude. And he always has had that. He was never a true believer. He's not one of these people that wants to fight. This is about taking money in, and he doesn't care what kind of weird decisions he makes. He doesn't go on anybody's live stream to promote his books. He's sort of isolated himself with so many people that the only way you can get a hold of him is on his YouTube channel. If you want to understand, he blocks comments from some of his supporters. Okay, on YouTube. Well, I'm going to play this, and hopefully we can get through it. This video on Weirdo Richardo. I've not listened to this. This will be the first time I've been listening to this. And I heard maybe the first couple of seconds before, and he sounds really irritated. One thing we know about Weirdo Richardo is passive-aggressive. He's not aggressive. He's very passive-aggressive. But now it's sort of borderline aggressive now, because he doesn't like anybody questioning him. He doesn't like anybody telling him to shake a leg, get your ass going. He gets very pissed off. And he didn't like it when I told him that. And I said in previous videos over the last few weeks that his problems are not my problems, not the problems of his backers. And he's not learned that lesson. Well, he's going to learn it really good and very quickly here. Because I'm not completely back, but I'm going to keep my watchful eye over this, over Weirdo Richardo. I'll say that. So here we go. Here we go. Let's try this again.
Hi everyone, it's your boy Zack, and I'm cranky. I tried to do this. God, I've been trying to do this video since like 8 a.m. So first iteration, I get well into it. Interruption. I have to stop. I was like, okay.
I'm going to make his speed talking much faster. Because if I got to hear regular Richard talk, I'm going to like go crazy. I could play it slower to show you drunk Richard, which I might do at some point if I get bored with this. Here we go.
This is a bad time. Let me wait. I wait several hours.
Right.
I start different interruption. Then I get so angry, I just freaking just go to sleep. And now, I'm telling you, crankiness, I know crankiness is like an emotion, but I feel like there should be a way to quantify it because it feels like there's some sort of energy going through my...
I had said a couple of weeks ago on Ethan Van Sciver's live stream, all Richard does is ramble. And again, he's continuing to ramble, and that's all he does. People say, you know what? Him talking about burritos, the breakfast burritos, and him talking about going to different places with, going to different stores and trying to get the best prices on things. No. That's the everyman bullshit. He rambles. This is called rambling in my world. This is the kind of stuff, folks. Let me tell you how I am as a person. If I'm on the street and I meet somebody and they're rambling, they look down. I do a Batman. I disappear. I leave. I've done that to a couple friends. I did that at work one time. Somebody was talking to me, and I got tired of it, and I walked away. He turned around, and I was gone. Was gone. And I heard back from it. I did. My friend asked me, so, well, why did you walk away from him? I was like, look, he was rambling, talking about nothing important. I was tired of the conversation. I walked away. And that's what Weirdo Richardo does. He rambles. This is not this nonsense of being the everyman. People got fooled into that. I was never fooled into it.
System right now. Like, I am just so frustrated.
Right.
Anyway, originally I was going to, like, lay out a case. And, I got, like, a quote from Gandhi. It's like, if you listen to Birthday Party Clowns for any other reason than light entertainment while you are folding laundry, you're a fucking retarded loser. Okay, so we're just going to start off that way. Because every day, I gotta say, not heard Richard this angry ever.
Very, very angry. Because he doesn't like the people's talking about how he's late on his book.
Put out these little fires set by these fucking morons. And then they get repeated. And it's not just all on them, it's on you as well. I'm having grown people saying, but Zach, you know that Disney advertised Agatha as the gayest show ever. No, they fucking didn't. And I shouldn't have to put out these fires every fucking day. You are grown people. Stop being so fucking gullible. God damn. So anyway, I watched The Penguin. Watching things. This is not really a review, but it's kind of more about this whole thing. So since I tend to blank on characters, names, I got everyone right here. The Penguin it's a Sunday show, but it debuted on a Thursday. So you go, oh great, it's only 3 more days till the next. No, it's 10 days. So that's kind of frustrating because it was really, really good. You know how I said most things are okay? Stop saying everything is the worst thing ever. Most things are just okay. This isn't okay. It's actually good. It started off as like, okay, this is going to be an okay show. And by the end, I was like, what? This was really, really good. It's not a prequel. For some reason, I got it in my mind that it was a prequel. And I was like, I don't want to see that. Do you remember when they had Russell Crowe? And they're like, Russell...
You see what I mean? This complete total rambling. Like I said, I watched The Penguin. It looks okay. We'll see if they do a bait and switch on this. Because it looks like there's underpinnings to it. There could be a bait switch in this. But we'll see how this show goes. That's a separate issue for another day.
Russell Crowe is going to be in a Robin Hood movie. You're like, okay, cool. So it's like an older Robin Hood? No, it's a prequel. He's in his mid-40s and it's a freaking origin. In fact, he doesn't really become Robin Hood till the end. Like, what? You need to... It's like, You got like 30 minutes. You're running out of time. This is the Middle Ages, buddy. You are 45 years old in the Middle Ages. You don't have time to start new things. But anyway, so then I found out, no, it's not a prequel. It's just set after, very shortly after the events of the Batman, which, since I have a week until the next episode, I started to watch the Batman. And I forgot that it's 3 hours long.
I would mention about the Batman. That is the worst Batman movie of all time. First of all, this is just my opinion. It's not it is unctuous. It is painful to watch. Because it is 3 hours long. Okay? I can't understand what any of the characters are saying in the fucking movie. Because everybody's whispering. Everyone's talking low. I can't understand anybody talking. I know I'm not losing my hearing. For God's sake. But they talk so low in that movie. Every character talks low. Don't know what the hell they're talking about. Don't know what the hell they're saying. Except for that asshole screaming about, the Riddler screaming. Other than that, you can't understand anything. You can't understand what Batman's saying. Barely hear what Selena Kyle's saying. So I couldn't, it's just not a good movie. The Penguin looks pretty good in comparison to that movie. And it's funny, I say the Batman's the worst of those movies. The other movies are Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. Those movies were done in less than 2 hours. I don't want to be sitting watching a movie for 3 hours, seeing a very feminine looking Bruce Wayne running around, and he's a real degenerate, this Robert Palmer or Paladin. It doesn't matter what you call him. It's just a very bizarre version of Batman.
Wow. Okay. So I don't remember it being 3 hours long. I saw it in the theaters. Is this like extra scenes have been added to it? Director's cut type of situation? Because I do not.
I'm increasing.
I don't think I would have
enough.
consented to see a 3 hour movie at the theaters. So anyway, The Penguin is good. It's not a prequel.
Right.
It's set after, and a lot of people are saying like, oh, this is just Sopranos. Not really. I mean, just vaguely, yes. I know they're like, oh, it's like Sopranos because he has a complicated relationship with his mother. It's like, yeah, that's never been done before. That's Shakespearean. Just say Shakespearean. So it's The Penguin, played by Colin Farrell, doing a freaking fantastic job. And it's just across the board good. There's no point where it's like, oh, this character, oh, well, that. I
will say this about Colin Farrell. It doesn't even look like him. It doesn't even look like him. It doesn't look like him. Doesn't sound like him. I mean, that's probably the best part of that whole show so far. It's his performance. It's just incredible. You talk about immersing yourself in a character. It's just incredible, by the way. This is the only thing I agree with Rita Ricciardo. But clearly, just sort of the crux of this is you want to do a review of The Penguin. Let me see how many views Rita Ricciardo got on this video, by the way. Take a look. 2,600 views. That's not great for his channel. He's got 2,600 views for this video. Everybody is talking about The Penguin as a show. And it's not, his channel is completely destroyed, to be honest with you. His numbers used to be unbelievably great every single day, doing reviews, ripping these books apart, literally and figuratively. And even doing these once in a while reviews and stuff did well. But for 2,600 views for a channel that's got 90-something thousand subscribers is not good. Those are very minuscule numbers. The one thing I'm very in tune to is the ratio of the subscriber count to your view count. And this is not a very good ratio. It's a bad ratio. If, for instance, you have a channel that has about 5,000 subscribers, and you have a video that's about 10%, that's fine. Okay? But for his channel to have 97,000 subscribers, and he doesn't have at least 10,000 views on this video, this is a crater. A massive crater, like something you would see out of the moon. That's how bad, this is how bad this particular channel has gotten. It is completely cratered. in terms of the views. It's not so much people leaving. Those people come and go that watch, they won't watch. Like, I haven't subscribed to Weirdo Charles' channel in years. But to see how bad his numbers are, and part of it is a lot of he's bringing all his personal animus towards people watching. He's not giving the people what they want. I don't know, it's because he's bored, or he doesn't want to hear from people complaining about his books being late. And I think a lot of this is sort of bent up frustration due to the fact that other channels that are criticizing him are basically blasting his ass into oblivion. You know. And I think that's really bothering him. And like I said, and I've said this for many years, like I said earlier in the video, Weirdo with Charles, passive-aggressive. Let's continue. Continue!
This person was put in. Like, it's just good. It's, there's a lot of complaints about SJW stuff. But, like, to me, the most, like, objective
Excuse me,
problem with that is
Richard.
that it breaks immersion. You know?
Richard, you built your channel on anti-SJW stuff. The people that watch your channel are here for that. They're not here you complaining about Nerdrotic and everybody else that doesn't like Agatha all along. What the hell, man? Your channel's built on that. Your channel's built on that. And here you are complaining about this? What's the matter with you, man? Oh, I forgot. He's weird.
You know, when all of a sudden someone says something woke or says, you know, there's like, you know, it's a movie set in ancient France and it has like the and not even at a port city, you know, it's like rural France in the 1800s. It's like, and it's like as diverse as London is right now. You're like, I can't get into this. It's like, this is not how it was. But there's no breaking of immersion. Like, it starts off, and at first it's like he's giving one of those like very talky, like,
again, what the fuck is he talking about? This is the problem. This is the problem, folks. What the hell is he talking about? He's doing nothing what I said he was doing, what he's been doing, rambling. And like I said, oh, he's like the everyman. Bullshit. He rambles. It's not the, you know, it's funny. A lot of people ramble. I hate to say it, a lot of women ramble. Most men don't ramble, but when they do, you notice it. If you're a man, you notice another man rambling, you notice it. It's a very disconcerting kind of thing. When a man talks, I'm very much to the point when I speak to people. People get very irritated. I'm very much to the point sometimes. But when women ramble, you kind of get used to it. But when a man rambles, it's very disconcerting. It's like, what the hell did I walk into? And that's how it is. You know, and I had the most difficult time interpreting his videos because I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And I'm going to skip because who the hell knows where he is? Does it matter? It doesn't matter.
Ignore you. Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you. Then you win. Except for he never said that. There was a trade union activist who said something similar. He said, first they ignore you, then they ridicule you, and then they attack you and want to burn you, and then they build monuments to you. I'm somewhere around here. Because what's very...
All right, let me skip.
Penguin and Ahsoka
oh, here we go.
were released, you know, basically the same day. And this guy says...
All right, so this is comments from his channel, I think. Let's see.
Speaking frankly, why would people care that much about a Penguin series? No matter how good it could be, it's still a story about a two-bit hood becoming a crime boss. Really don't care to see out his plight, his woes, and losses, and whatevs. Certainly not for several episodes. When it could have been made into a 90-minute movie, people would think was good, but struggle to remember anything noteworthy. Like, oh my gosh, dude. Take some Enzyme or something. You have a very negative view of just life. So my response was, I said, I just don't think you like things. Too much YouTube will do that to you. I'm not talking about like he doesn't like live action adaptations or he doesn't like the Batman franchise or doesn't like whatever Max. Like he just doesn't like things. He's like, why does this exist? It shouldn't exist. Instead of being a show, it should be a 90-minute movie. 90-minute movie. Not even a 2-hour movie. A 90-minute movie. Like you just don't want anything to happen. Like just go to the duck pond. Just get you your, you know, Wonder Bread. I know you've got some. Go to the duck pond and just things used to be good, but now they're not good. Like, come on. The thing is, that's encouraging is, you know, it always starts this, I've been going through this forever. Oh, Zach's crazy. Oh, well, you know, maybe. And now, all these people are like, holy fuck.
Whatever you do.
Tried to make a point, and then I accidentally clicked on the store, which I don't have. Okay, whatever. Getting back to where I was because I don't feel like editing. So sensitive.
Let's get to Drunken Richard.
And so instead of just being told like, Zach, you're crazy, Zach. What the thing that drives me nuts?
This is after a drink or two.
People say, Zach, what you need to understand, and it's just their own opinion. Like I don't need to. That's just your opinion.
Now we're going to get to really Drunk Richard.
God damn it. It's like displaying it in a different way.
Right.
Oh, this is the wrong one anyway. Everything's terrible.
I couldn't have predicted this any better. Now he's in between like a thought. This is actually what Richard is like when he's had too many drinks.
Everything is terrible and everyone is stupid but me.
Right. That sounds like a person that's drunk. Everybody, I've never been drunk. By the way, I don't drink. But I can just imagine everybody's wrong. Everybody's right but me. I'm wrong. It's like sad, pathetic Richard. He's had too many drinks and people are making him feel guilty, or he thinks people are making him feel guilty because he had too many drinks at the party and he's getting reminded of it from the past. And he's bringing it up.
Okay, so I clicked on the wrong one. Here we go. So instead of just being told like, Zach, you're crazy, like people are starting to realize like, oh shit, these guys like really don't. Okay, so this guy says, this is why those big YouTube reviewers really irk me. They plant seeds into their audience's head.
Right.
And everything is bad.
Right.
This guy doesn't have to sit down and watch every TV show and movie that comes out. That would be ridiculous.
Right.
But this show is like Furiosa, The Crow, and Alien
Let's see Richard getting close to being passed out.
Entertainment. Purpose-built.
Oh, this is the moment Richard passes out.
Middle-aged man.
That's not as funny as this beat. This is the best beat.
And a not insubstantial portion of the audience is being trained to...
All right, enough of this. All right. Yeah, but I mean, really, this is why the audience has turned on him. Is he has to understand you're in this entertainment genre on the channel, in this niche, okay? And you have to sort of share the audience to a certain degree to other channels. I learned this the hard way myself. And when you share this audience, this entertainment, comic book, movie, you have to sort of go with the flow. I mean, you can kind of do things in a way that you want to do, but first of all, you have to be honest. Okay? And you have to go with the flow of the other channels. I'm sorry. But if you complain about people like Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers, you have to sort of go where they're going. If you don't want to do that, you don't review what they reviewed. You know what I mean? You do other things, you know. And if you talk about, maybe talk about it in passing, but don't do a video as a negative thing or a positive thing. It goes against the flow of what the audience is looking for on YouTube, you know. So that's why you have to sort of, you know, be very much aware of that. Now, the thing is, and here's the thing that I think I noticed with some of the entertainment YouTubers, you know, I think some of the channels that I notice that are out there, they could do better, okay? There are channels that do great, and I'm not going to talk about which ones, but there are channels that do really, really well. They've been doing great. A lot of them are blowing up, but they could do better, okay? One of the ways you do better is by doing the shorts, because people don't want to sit through a 27-minute video. I'm doing this right now, but I'm doing this because I just want to do it, and I could cut this in pieces if I want to. But you want to do videos to where you get to a broader audience. The shorts, if you notice the shorts that are basically 59-second videos or even less than that, most of the time they're less than that. Those videos will bring in a larger audience to your channel than, say, a long video. The average is a 10-minute video. That's 10 to 15-minute video is the best. You want to be a guy like the punching bag, also known as the quarterling. He does a lot of these shorts to go along with some of his videos, and he broadens his channel. So if you're a channel that's doing really well, a way to broaden your channel is to do a piece of one of your videos, put it on as a short, and exposes your channel to a bigger audience and a more different kind of audience. So it gives a different kind of look. Because most people don't want to sit for a 10-minute video. They'd rather sit for, maybe somebody's out on their lunch. They might want to listen to, watch a 1-minute video or a 30-second video. The ideal is one I heard is 36 seconds. Those are the best videos on Twitter. Even on Twitter is good too, but also on YouTube, mainly. And obviously got TikTok. But the point being is that Richard's channel has collapsed, and all he's doing is these rambling videos, complaining about other YouTubers because he's getting heavily criticized. So he's got to brush back. He's lost, again, if I remember right, his sub count was over 104,000 subscribers, and he's lost 7,000 subscribers. Over the past month, he's lost 1,500. Over the past 24 hours, he's lost 100. And it's probably because of this video. Let me read you, and he goes after Nerdrotic in this, Geeks and Gamers, the audience. You cannot do that, okay? And again, let me read you again this. We're birthday party clowns, and that's the YouTubers. Would rather watch a show for tween girls than the Penguin. And that's about Agatha all along. Now, your host, from what I've read about Agatha all along, is a satanic disaster. And the Penguin is good. And I think the YouTubers have said that the Penguin is good. But the Penguin will probably slip something in after a few episodes. But be that as it may. And this is another episode of The Homeless Report, starring the weirdest YouTuber and combo creator on the face of the earth, Richard C. Meyer. Hi everybody, this is the Combo Cut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Combo Cut. I hope you like this video and hit the subscribe button. Peter Parker's been not married since, 2007? It's been a long time. But he was married to Mary Jane Watson for 20 years. Or 30 years. 20 years. And Marvel has made it their mission not to keep them together. And it's been confirmed again by Marvel editor Tom Brevoort. And this is kind of starting to get reported. If you Google it, and I was lucky enough to find this. This is from Gizmodo. Marvel Comics still doesn't want Peter Parker married again. Yet, years after the infamous One More Day, Marvel editor Tom Brevoort still insists that the mainline Peter Parker will never put a spider ring on. Well, isn't that sad? That's very sad. And to be honest with you, since they destroyed this marriage, Peter as a character, just Peter, has been a lost soul. He made the deal with the devil, and that's what he got. Once again, the question of whether or not Spider-Man should remain a bachelor has made headlines in certain online media outlets. As recounted by Popverse, current X-Men editor The Punk, Tom Brevoort, fielded a question about Marvel's editorial mandates during a panel. Mandates. Keyword. At Baltimore Comic-Con over the weekend. Brevoort replied, If you're working for Marvel, the ground rules are all the characters are Marvel's, and Marvel as an institution gets to decide what's right and what's wrong for these characters. So there are certain things you don't want Spider-Man to do. At this junction, the audience member who'd asked the question originally interjected with contentious follow-up, like get back together with Mary Jane. How's that a contentious follow-up? Brevoort assuaged the tense murmurings of the crowd that followed by answering he can get back with Mary Jane. He just can't actually tie the knot with her. Those are the ground rules going in. If you're going to work with whatever character, if you're going to work on Daredevil, you're going to have to live. You're going to have to deal with the fact that he's blind. He's probably going to stay that way for a while. Being blind and being married are two different things, punk. The insistence Peter Parker must remain single and swinging in the mainline MCU has been a subject of intense debate for years now. Come to a head with the infamous One More Day story arc in 2007. In a desperate plea to keep Aunt May alive for her precious few fleeting years, Parker unwisely forfeited his marriage to Mary Jane and a deal made with the demon, the devil, Mephisto. Now, I would mention, no man would make that choice. Okay? Sorry. And I would also mention this. Aunt May is not his blood. His uncle is Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben was his blood. Uncle Ben was Peter's father's brother. Aunt May just raised him. She's basically his mother, but in spirit, but not his blood mother. So keep that in mind. Now, Mephisto did himself become legally wed to Mary Jane in the bargain. He simply found the annulment to be fair trade by virtue of being the devil incarnate. It made little sense, but the machinations of gods and devils are beyond our mortal ken, we're told. Oh, okay. However, the deal worked gangbusters for Marvel editorial by removing their star character from the doldrums of marital bliss. I love the way they wrote this. And placing him back in the unforgiving dating pool of the Marvel Universe. On the whole, readers were not happy with the development. It wasn't so much that, as you erased history. You erased what came in the past. That's the problem. Despite fan outcry, Marvel refused to budge on the decision, and Mary Jane continued living in sin to this very day. Those the outlet notes, the couple are indeed back together and legally married in the pages of Ultimate Spider-Man, a series set in a different continuity than the mainline Marvel range. Last month's issue of the book was also the #1 best-selling comic of August 2024, outperforming the mainline title, Amazing Spider-Man, which came in 29th place. Well, doesn't that tell you something? I mean, sometimes you got to give the audience what they want. And Marvel, and this really is much deeper. It's much deeper. It is much, much deeper than, say, for instance, than being stubborn. These people don't like marriage, okay? Marriage goes against the communist way. We know that the comic industry is filled with communists. They hate married, happy married couples. They hate the family. They hate straight families. They hate white families, okay? They do not like a male-centered family as well. A white male-centered family. Those things must be destroyed. Those things must be mocked. And that's how it is. That's what should have been discussed. And like I said, as a character, I mean, you want to challenge your hero. You want to be able to do things with him. Make him miserable. But when you have a character that has no soul, he lost his soul. The one thing that made this particular storyline so disgusting is that Peter made a bad choice in his life when he began to become Spider-Man. He didn't stop the robber from leaving the studio. And he lived with that. Peter knows that there are repercussions to him being Spider-Man. Okay? And there's no turning back the clock. No matter how hard you try, you can't turn the clock. You can't play God. In this storyline, it wasn't so much that Peter made a deal with the devil. Peter thought he was God. And he thought that he could prevent the death of Aunt May and not worry about sacrificing something important to him. He sacrificed the thing that was most important to him, just to get a few more years out of Aunt May. Peter is the one that makes the difficult decision. He's the one that has to deal with the burden of his decisions. He didn't do that here. He took the selfish way out. And I would mention, in the real world, Aunt May could have gotten hit by a car the next day. She could have had a heart attack the next day. He would have gotten one more day out of Aunt May. I think would have been a more interesting storyline is Aunt May dies like right after that. That would have been a more interesting story and a sort of and we know the devil really exists. That's how he would have handled it. But instead, he's twisted Peter so poorly and has made him into such a lousy hero, a lousy man. And the book is terrible. The books are terrible. Even the movies haven't been that great since they did this. Tom Holland Spider-Man he's annoying. He's not fun. He's not interesting. He doesn't act like a man. Even when Peter was young, he acted like a man. Everybody thought he was a man. They didn't think he was a kid. But in the movies, he comes across as a little kid. An annoying one to boot. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Comic Book Hut. And I'll see you later. Hi everybody, this is the Comic Book Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, and of course this is the Comic Book Hut. I hope you like this video. Now this video is going to be a long video. It's what they call a premiere, and you're going to see basically a compilation of things that I did this week, and there is a couple of surprises in there, but I just want to let you know that this is stuff I just want to post, and I hope you like it. If you missed it, it's just another way to get some hours on the channel a little bit. Now, of course, let me know what you think about this. I'll try to watch it. I'm just going to post it later on during the week. We'll see how that goes. But I want to thank you for coming by. Hit the music.